Welcome to Simply Fun's How to Play Shore Seekers, a game where players use addition and multiplication to determine how far their turtles will swim as they seek the perfect spot on the shore to lay their eggs. You can play Shore Seekers with 2 to 7 players ages 7 and up. Shore Seekers is good for developing addition skills, as players roll up to 3 dice, one at a time, adding the revealed numbers with the goal of reaching a sum equal to or less than 7. Shore Seekers also helps with early multiplication skills. When a player has rolled 2 or 3 dice, they multiply the sum of their dice by the number of dice rolled. Place the game board in the center of the play area. Each player chooses 2 turtles and places them on the coral reef section of the game board, near the space marked 1. For this video, we're going to share 2 or 3 player gameplay, but if you're playing with 4 to 7 players, then each player chooses only 1 turtle. Remove the 7 turtle color cards from the deck and give each player the cards that match their pond colors to place in front of themselves as a reminder of their chosen colors. Place any remaining turtle ponds and their color cards back in the box. Sea turtle nests are called clutches. Shuffle the clutch card deck and put the top 4 cards back in the box unseen. This is to change up the cards available each game. Place the remaining 20 clutch cards in a face-up pile on the designated space on the game board. To see who goes first, each player rolls 2 dice. Whoever rolls a sum closest to, but not more than 7, will take the first turn. Players take turns rolling the dice, trying to reach a sum of 7 or less. Based on the roll, each player then moves their turtle around the island. Whenever a turtle reaches or passes the entrance to the nesting site, space 21, it lays as many eggs as shown on the top clutch card. At the end of the game, the player whose turtle has laid the most eggs wins. On your turn, choose and announce which color turtle you want to roll the die for first. Next, roll the dice to determine how many spaces to move your turtle around the island. Roll the dice one at a time. The goal is to keep the total sum of the numbers rolled at 7 or less. Roll the first die and then decide whether you want to roll a second die. If your first die roll is high, you may not want to risk rolling the second die. If you choose not to roll a second die, move your turtle the number of spaces indicated on the die. If you choose to roll the second die and the total of the 2 dice is below 7, you may choose to also roll the third die. If the roll of the second or third die results in a total higher than 7, move your turtle back to the coral reef where you started. If you're already on the coral reef, nothing happens. This ends your turn, unless you have a second turtle to roll for. With 4 or more players, you will only roll for your single-color turtle. Moving your turtle. From the coral reef, your turtle's journey begins on the water path with space 1, moving the total number of spaces indicated by your dice roll. Your turtle does not proceed along the path with dice rolls of 8 or higher, and must return back to the coral reef to start their journey again. Turtles swim clockwise in laps around the island, following the numbers 1 through 21. Your turtle pond may pass other turtles along the path. If you rolled only 1 die, move your turtle the corresponding number of spaces forward. If you rolled 2 dice, and the total is equal to or lower than 7, the total sum of the 2 dice is multiplied by 2, and you move your turtle the corresponding number of spaces forward. If you roll all 3 dice, and the total is equal to or lower than 7, the total sum of the 3 dice is multiplied by 3, and you move your turtle the corresponding number of spaces forward. Turtle stack. Turtles may pass other turtles along the way, but if your turtle lands directly on an occupied space, place it on top of the other turtle, or turtles, forming a stack. There's no limit to how many turtles can be stacked. The player whose turtle is on top will always determine how many dice the other players will roll. On your turn, if your turtle is not at the top of a stack, ask the player whose turtle is on top whether they'd like you to roll a second or third die. If the dice roll is lower than or equal to 7, your turtle carries any turtle stacked on top of it as it moves. A turtle only carries other turtles that are sitting on top. It'll leave any turtles underneath on the space they started from. If the total is higher than 7, your turtle, and any turtle it's carrying, return to the coral reef and unstack. Any turtles underneath stay where they are. Clutch cards. The card shows the number of eggs your turtle will lay. Whenever a turtle, or a stack of turtles, lands on or moves past the entrance to the nesting site, space 21, The player collects the top clutch card and places it face down in front of themselves, creating their score pile. In the case of a turtle stack, only the player whose turtle is on top collects the card. Clutch cards collected do not need to be kept separate for each of your turtle colors. Your score is the total of eggs laid by both your turtles. When the last clutch card has been taken, the nesting site with the final 7 eggs is revealed. Play continues until another turtle or stack of turtles reaches or passes the entrance to the nesting site, space 21. That player then places their turtle, or the top turtle if there's a stack, in the middle of the clutch with the 7 eggs, and the game ends. Each player adds up the eggs on their cards in the score pile to find how many eggs their turtle was able to lay overall. The player whose turtle is sitting on the 7 eggs adds those eggs to their final score. The player whose turtle laid the most eggs wins the game. In the case of a tie, the player with the most clutch cards wins. Add and multiply your way around the island, collecting eggs for your turtle's nest with Shore Seekers.